everyone.
Hello.
We are making a joint video because that was going to be the easiest way to do this because I have all the info. No, we're just going to...
Yeah, we're gonna run over basically a whole trip report, and Lauren's written up an entire document. So I have notes. In front of me
of things that people might want to know if they're going to do a similar trip or
because it was very involved, and obviously there's a lot of planning that goes into it, and obviously prefacing from the start of this video because I don't need to repeat it 50,000 times, but Lauren did book the whole trip, so we appreciate Lauren. Lauren is the queen of travel, and she's let it be said and let it be known.
Yes.
Carry on. All right. So
I don't know if they know, I used to be a travel agent, so like a lot of this is just something I used to do anyway. Which I guess is kind of followed on to like being able to do it at home without using a travel agent. So it's plus being autistic, it's gives me...
She's got the 𝘀𝗀𝗺𝗀𝗺.
Gives me the strength to be able to do this. So this trip to Canada was a memorial trip for our mum mainly, but our parents, because we are orphans. So we
we're adult orphans. We lost both of our parents to different types of cancers, and in particular, Canada was somewhere that our mum really wanted to go.
That was her bucket list item.
And doing the Rocky Mountaineer was a bucket list trip for her.
Yeah.
Very nice. So we are fortunate enough to have been able to go on this tour and do it in
this entire holiday
in memoriam for her and our dad as well. Yeah.
We mum passed away last year. At 56, and then from breast cancer, and then dad passed away in 2017 from brain cancer at 56 as well, and they both died on the 1st of a month, so do with that information what you will. And they died 7 years apart, and that's how old apart they were as well.
Yeah. It's weird.
Anyway, we were, like Manny said, fortunate enough to be able to use some of our inheritance to do this trip and spread their ashes at majority of the places we visited. We spread their ashes, and they will forever be in these amazing places that not a lot of people get to go to. So
and that they always wanted to go to as well.
So I was very lucky with that. But yeah, that is the reason for the trip, and we were very happy that we were able to do that.
Yes.
As quickly as we did it quite quickly. Like, we organised it pretty soon after Mum died. Yeah. Because we were like, geez, what if I die tomorrow?
If you've ever gone through
what we have,
a similar experience with someone who's unwell, it's what it's like. And I'm gonna go ahead and say that we deserved some time to take off and do something that not only meant a lot to them and what would have meant a lot to them, but would also contribute to our mental well-being.
That's right. Because it's not just... We could do a whole separate video on this, but it's not just them dying. It's, it's the lead up, the symptoms, the diagnosis, the caring, the appointments, the dying, the funeral, the aftermath, like, the moving in and other stuff. Like, it's not just A and B. No, it's been a long 8 years of, stuff.
Hospitals.
Yeah. So,
and bad news. So we took this opportunity, and here we are with Canada.
Here we are, alive and living,
and all the tea to share.
Sliving.
No.
Yeah. We thought we'd break it up into parts and start from the beginning, which would be Air New Zealand, and then we'll go into Vancouver.
We'll go into Vancouver. We'll talk about the Rocky Mountaineer and what we chose as add-ons as well, and the package that we selected for our tour.
Yeah. So we do have our iPad and our phone, so if you do see us looking at our notes, it's so we don't forget anything tell you, because we want it to be as involved as possible to make it easier for other people if they're going to do the same trip. So we can start with Air New Zealand.
I would rate them very highly. I think that they're probably my favourite airline I have ever flown with. Bobby, Bean.
Hi, Bobby. Hi, boobies. Aw, beautiful boy.
Air New Zealand, we flew 737 Dreamliners. 787 Dreamliners on both flights. So one flight from Perth to New Zealand, Auckland, and then Auckland to Vancouver. They were both Dreamliners and really comfortable.
Yeah. What the food is good.
The food was the best airline food I have ever had, and that's coming from someone that can't really eat on airlines generally because of my allergies. So
so Mads has an egg allergy, which requires an EpiPen, so we have to be quite careful when we're traveling.
So yeah, amazing food. If you're not able to eat the plain food, I found resources from like Australian government websites around allergies that suggest taking like packets of noodles and stuff, or cups of noodles on board, which I did do. So I took 4, so I had 1 per flight, and I used them all anyway. But they were really helpful. Like they just bring you a cup of hot water so that you tip it into the cup of noodles and you let it sit, and then Bob's your uncle, really. Yeah. But that's the first time I've ever done that, and it was really helpful for if I feel like I'm really limited in the options that they're going to serve on board for food.
But also when you're eating, they also have like a thing called the sky pantry. So then when you like feel like you want a snack or something, you can go towards the back of your like economy area, and then like they'll have one on each side, and they fill it up with like chips and bars, and the chocolate covered pretzels were really good. I would like some more, but they just fill them up so you can grab them whenever you want. You don't necessarily have to ask anyone, or on the back of your seat you can ask for specific things. I think there was chips on there and drinks as well. The skycouch.
Yeah, the main event of our whole journey on Air New Zealand was
which is what ultimately made us choose Air New Zealand.
Yeah, so we were looking at like premium economy and even potentially business, like when we were first researching the flights, but business is just so ridiculously expensive.
But also there wasn't really that many good like connections for what we wanted timing wise either. Yeah. Like with, if it was business, it was going to be like only one leg would be business, or unless you want to pay 20 grand, but like the cheaper end of the business was like, oh, you can have the long haul, but not the other long haul. And obviously from Perth, everything is long haul, unless you're going to Bali. For the economy flights, without the skycouch, for 3 adults, it was $10,765, which is a lot. There were cheaper options for economy tickets.
Flying, yeah.
If we want to go economy cheaper, there were other options. However, because we wanted to do the skycouch for me and Nate, my husband, because we shared, and they normally do 2 people per skycouch, so whether it's 1 adult, 1 child, 2 adults, or 1 adult and 2 children. Yeah. As well.
Or 3 children.
Yeah, because they count as the size of 2 adults. Yeah. So for me and Nate, it was $1,470 add-on. So on top of our flight cost, and for Mads it was $2,940 because she had to pay double occupancy for the seat, because it counts it for you normally have 2 people on there. So if you're going to have 1 person, you pay the price of 2. Yeah, but that worked out anyway.
I had an excellent experience with the skycouch, and I would pay it in again in a heartbeat because It was so comfortable.
Mm.
On the way there, I didn't get any sleep. Like we find sleeping on planes really hard
Yeah.
just because of turbulence and
We got to be drugged up.
anxiety and stuff. So I didn't sleep on the way there, but I was so comfortable, and it's nice to just have that lie flat experience on a plane.
Mm.
In economy. On the way home, I actually slept for probably like 6 hours, and I've never slept on a plane before in my life. Yeah, that was
She
the
was
long
gone.
one. It was so good. I was so comfy, and I highly, highly recommend it. When you get onto the plane, you get like a little sheet that tells you how to set it up and stuff, and then once you're at cruising altitude and the seatbelt sign turns off, you can jump up and start setting up your sky couch.
If you need help, someone will come help you. But
The flight attendants come by and ask.
as a couple, I don't know if it's worth it, just because it's nice to be able to put your legs up. If you are over 6 foot, or even, you know, my height, which is average, and then your partner is also 6 foot or average, or one of you is thicker like I am, and you can't lay comfortably between the two of you. I'll put a photo up. It just looks ridiculous, but yeah, no, you can't sleep. You're very squished. Like, one of you's going to be squished against the seats in front of you. One of you's going to have your back bent in multiple places at the back.
And the biggest thing
Yeah.
is you can't do top and tail.
No, you're not allowed to do top and tail.
Your head is not allowed to be on the aisle
No.
for obvious reasons.
Yeah, you're going to get hit by other people, but also carts and stuff like that. You know, I think it would be better if you were able to justify, you know, one person per row. That would be a much better experience with it. Or if you had children, it's much smaller. You know, you wouldn't be taking up as much space, but yeah.
Yeah, I reckon I would do sky couch.
Yeah.
Over premium economy any day. As a single
Yeah,
person.
yeah. I would definitely pay as a single person over premium economy, absolutely. Yeah. So now we're talking about Vancouver. We stayed at 2 main hotels. The Hotel Belmont, we stayed at for 4 nights. And then the 𝘀𝗶𝗺 Hotel, we stayed at for 3 nights, but those 3 nights were split at the middle and the end of the holiday. So,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Hotel
the first 4 days that we got there, first 4 days in Canada, we stayed at Hotel Belmont, and we kind of punched out a few of our, like, the tourist attractions, I suppose. So in terms of the hotel, it was nice. It had 2 queen-size beds, standard room. It was a fairly small boutique hotel, but it did it's an Accor-owned hotel, sorry. So it's owned by a larger company while still being like a small boutique hotel.
So, yeah, it was a smaller hotel, but it was really nice.
Yeah.
It was centrally located. Like, we could walk to a lot of things except for the things that needed a coach.
It was an awesome location. So it took us, I think, about 15 minutes to get from downtown Vancouver, where our hotel was, to Canada Place, where we would get the shuttle to 𝘀𝗺𝗺.
Walking.
Yeah. 𝘀𝗺𝗺 and Grouse Mountain. And also, it wasn't too far from where we collected our bikes as well. But yeah, really good location. So many food options around.
Yeah.
Really good food in Vancouver in general, but
it might seem a bit dodgy. It is backed onto an alleyway. The alleyway is not in any way dangerous or anything like that.
we didn't test
we
it out.
didn't test it out, but you just don't do those sorts of things when you're on holiday in a random place. Yeah, I mean, I'd never stayed in that area before. I stayed over near Canada Place last time I was there, and it was nice to stay at a different location. For those 4 nights, for 3 people, it was 2,198 total.
Lovely.
And the 𝘀𝗶𝗺.
The 𝘀𝗶𝗺 Hotel. the opposite side to where we were, really.
Yeah.
Old.
Very old.
Scary.
Heritage listed.
No aircon.
No aircon. Should
Hot.
probably should probably say that was its biggest downfall, was it being no aircon.
It was hot.
Like,
yeah.
Apart from that, it was okay. It was a bit scary.
The elevator.
No, the elevator.
Okay, there's one working elevator.
Yeah.
It fits about 3 children in it. Forget trying to take bags, and that's the thing. We have heavy bags. Can't take them up 6 flights of stairs.
They have two elevators, but only one works.
Only one of them works.
And the service people use that too.
And the issue is when you're going to check out, okay, everyone's checking out at the same time. So everyone's trying to lug their bags down.
Or check in.
And it was, I'm not kidding. I think I waited on our floor to check out for probably 20 minutes before I could get in the elevator. And you might think, like, why didn't you just take your bags down? My one suitcase was like 23 kilos and the other was my carry-on, and then I had my backpack. It was too much for me to do.
So I went down first, and then I went and did all the checkout stuff because my name's under everything. So I was like, okay, I'll go down and check out, and I'll wait for you guys. And I reckon I waited from being downstairs after I checked out. I reckon I waited 25 minutes for them to both come down, and by the time they came down, their faces were just like,
it was
for real.
Very annoying.
It was crazy. But like really big rooms, quite spacious.
They were,
It was clean. It was like comfortable. There was nothing wrong with the hotel necessarily. It was just
and the staff were nice.
The staff were nice. Like, it was just the elevators, but also the aircon in summer, which is when we went. Obviously, it was not ideal. And they're like, yeah, if you open the window, like, because it's right next to the water, they're like, if you open the window, you get the breeze. And no, you don't get the breeze.
Depends on what side. Excuse me, young sir. Depends on what side of the hotel you're actually on. If you're not, which we weren't, if you're not on the where the breeze is coming through, like the breeze is coming that way from the water, and we're facing, our room window is facing that way, so we're not getting any breeze.
No.
And they're like, oh, there's fan.
The fan is like an 80-year-old like pedestal. It's not working that well. Like, it's not that great. So we ended up like wetting some towels and sort of laying them across our body.
Really cool look from the outside though.
Yeah,
with
beautiful.
all the leaves.
With all the ivy and stuff. So cool. And it does have that heritage listing, so it's like one of the oldest hotels. At one point it was the tallest hotel in Vancouver, which is really cool when you see all the like old photos and stuff. What happened? Someone knocked on the door 3 times in the middle of the night, and like I looked out and there was no one there. And
when I was by myself during one of the days when I was feeling not very well and Loz and Nate went out, it constantly sounded like someone was putting a key into the lock because they don't have swipe cards, they have keys that open the doors, and constantly it was like rattling of the lock,
and like
it was
lights
weird.
kept flickering and stuff. It was just weird. Yeah, so
it was a bit spooky.
But look, it is really old, so I kind of expect stuff like that. Then like some of the stuff that we did in Vancouver, we did Capilano Suspension Bridge, which was your first time going to, and you really liked it.
I did. Capilano's still cool. There's a fair, like, there's more to it than what I was expecting. Obviously you have the bridge and then you go across and there's actually quite a few things to see. And then same on the other side where there's the cliff walk as well. You could probably team it up with something else smaller on that day. I don't think it would. We did it just in one day, and because we were obviously exhausted from all of the travel that we had to do the day prior, but it was good. It was a nice entry level attraction.
That was $85 per person. Australian. All these prices are in Australian, by the way. And that obviously includes the coach that gets you to and from like Canada Place in order to get up there, because it is, unless you have a car, there's no other way to get there unless you catch an Uber. But
No, the coach is
wouldn't be
handy
worth
though.
it.
Just drops you off at Canada Place and then you go from there.
Yeah. What was the next thing we did? Grouse.
My personal highlight from Vancouver.
Yeah, no, I liked grouse. It's been a long time since I've been there, so going again was really cool to see it and be like, oh, I remember that. What did we do? Like the lumberjack show was up there. We did
The lumberjack show was
bears.
so much cooler than I was expecting. I don't know what I was expecting, but it was so entertaining.
Yeah.
And then we did the Birds in Motion show, which
is really
we
cool.
always enjoy a bit of little bird
Burbies.
shows.
Yeah, bird show. And then we had a blood nose.
Take Lauren to first aid.
Yes, that's where I got
It was
incredibly
very, it was
burnt.
very hot that day.
Look, I'm okay now. You can kind of see like the remnants of where it occurred,
The
but
scar.
I'm okay. I think.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
Yeah, take a hat, wear sunscreen.
Yes, even if you think it's not that hot, wear a hat. Wear a hat. We did not wear a hat, and that was very silly. I wasn't okay. If you're my colour, good luck. But on the way up to Grouse Mountain, I saw this thing online and I was like, oh, this would be really cool to do. And it was called the 𝘀𝗰𝗶𝗹𝗀. And it's when because you take like a gondola from the bottom in the car park to the top of the mountain. And this was like, you stand on top of the gondola outside. So like you have to wear helmets and stuff. But it was really cool, and it was a bit of faffing about to get them to book it for us on the day. And
So you have to, when you get there,
Yeah.
you have to go to the desk and inquire about it, because they don't always run it depending on staff availability.
Yeah, because only some people are trained in it.
Yeah, so they're more than happy to do it. Also, if they push back and they say, I don't know, push back on them and say, can you please find out?
Yeah.
Kind of like too hard basket, I think, but
Yeah.
we eventually sorted it out. We paid for it, which was,
Yeah.
I think you've put down an extra 31.
35, 39 per person. On top of the ticket price, which I think was so worth it. It was an 8-minute ride from the car park up to the top of the mountain, and you're outside and you're just seeing like all these incredible views outside in the fresh air, you know, and you're like, holy moly, and you know there's people underneath you down in the gondola, but you're on top of it, and it's just crazy.
Yeah, and it only fits about 4 people. I wouldn't, because we went up there as a 3 with one of the workers.
True.
I don't think you could maybe fit one more person, one more like tourist on with the worker, because it's actually a really small space.
And I would never take small children on there.
I don't think
I don't think you're allowed to, but even if you could, I think it would be a bit too hectic with children on there. So I reckon if you got teenagers and stuff, that would be great. But yeah, for us it was amazing. And the man who took us up, I can't remember his name, but
I think it was Sean or something like that.
Yeah, he was really nice.
Yeah.
So that was really cool. And again, a shuttle will take you from Canada Place to Grouse Mountain, and then Grouse Mountain back. So you don't have to worry about transport or anything. Or if you want to get down a different way, you can paraglide down. So yeah.
Moving on, the following day we did a Stanley Park ride and stop in at Vancouver Aquarium.
Yeah.
So Loz did this in her previous trip as well. You hire some bikes and ride around the perimeter of Stanley Park.
You could walk it. It would take a really long time, and I don't think it would be as enjoyable.
No, we saw everything. So
yeah.
We also got e-bikes, which made a world of difference, because I think unless you're an avid bike rider, it might be a bit hard.
If you're a leisurely bike rider, then I think getting e-bikes is a good idea. Yeah. We hired the bikes from a place called Spokes, which is literally across the road from the entrance to Stanley Park. And they were 101 per person.
Dalmatians.
101 Dalmatians. There are 101 per person, so per bike.
Your eyes.
And that included a helmet and a lock as well. And that was for the full day. So that was like, we could have gotten earlier, but I think we got them at like 10:30 or something until about 4:34.
When we were done.
Yeah, and then you could have them for the whole day if you wanted. And then the aquarium was $48 per person. So that was like a little stopover. We did it in like an hour and a bit.
Yeah, it's a small aquarium.
Yeah.
But it's worth stopping in and seeing.
There's some
it's
fun
an
things.
aquarium.
Yeah. There's lots of seals and...
Yeah. 𝘀𝗺𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁 Vancouver Aquarium.
The rescue.
Because he was shot in the head.
Yeah. Which is awful.
It's awful, but he was rescued and now he lives very happily.
He's so happy.
He's giant.
Yeah, he's huge.
He's a big boy.
Yeah.
They actually have the sea lions in the enclosure that they used to have the orcas in.
Mm-hmm. I did ask that.
Yeah. And the lady told us that obviously they don't use that for the orcas anymore. And we weren't going for that, just to clarify.
No.
Because we were fully aware that
that's wrong.
yeah, it's not okay.
We're not at SeaWorld in Florida.
But we were wondering where they were kept. So we asked, and when you look at where the sea lions are now and to picture the possibility that they kept orcas in there is
wild.
horrible.
Because when I did go 10 years ago, the aquarium has changed a lot, like in terms of what they offer and stuff. And back then they didn't have the sea lions. They had an empty tank, and it had like when you went underground, it had a massive plaque that talked about why we shouldn't keep orcas in captivity, what happens to them, what happened to the last one they had, how they got it and stuff like that. And you know, eventually when it died. And anyway, so they kept it more there as like a,
But anyway.
you know, but anyway, they kept it there as a reminder of why we don't do said things anymore and why we shouldn't. And I mean, I guess at the end of the day, it was wasted space because it was quite a large tank, but not a big enough area for orca.
No.
But
and we know this.
Yeah, but a big enough area for sea lions.
Yeah.
To live very happily.
I mean, there was only 3 in there as well.
So I'm glad that they refurbished it and actually used it for something. So
Yeah.
yeah. We went to the Granville
Refresh.
Market, and I mean, you don't spend like a couple of hours there.
It's just got food, lots of food options like markets and stalls, and then also like restaurants and.
But like little things you can buy, like little knickknacks and dallywangs and whatever you're interested in. Shebangs.
I said it reminds me a lot of Fremantle markets. It's genuine. Yeah. Fremantle in Perth. It's so similar. So yeah, good for a little lunch or whatever out.
You wouldn't spend the entire day there.
No. It was okay.
Yeah. And like we caught an Uber there. You can catch a ferry back to like a boat back to like one of the ports around the city.
Which we didn't do, but
no, because we weren't that close to any of the stops really. So, but if you are, then that would be a good option.
After the Rocky Mountaineer, we went to Gastown and we saw the steam clock, which does like a little tune every hour with the steam. Yeah. Well, but it did an actual song as well.
Did it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we didn't know it was a thing really until we came across it and we saw a
Why is
horde of people.
Yeah, like why is everyone gripping around this clock?
Why are we all recording this clock? What's going on?
And it was 2 minutes to the hour, so we're like, maybe we'll wait.
just wait because it's gonna do something surely at 5 o'clock surely. And it did. It played a beautiful song and it was well done to the clock. And it was you know, It was really interesting. Like, we didn't know that was a thing. It's a very old clock, so it's very historic in a very like historic part of town. Yeah. Nate and I went to Bloedel Observatory. Conservatory. What'd I say? Observatory?
I think it's a conservatory.
Yeah, it is a conservatory.
Yeah, okay. You said it.
Bloedel Conservatory. And Maddie was unwell that day, so we left her in the haunted house.
I was down bad, guys.
We left her in the haunted house. And we went, and they had like birds and stuff there. Really, I think we did it in like 15, 20 minutes. And
it was free, right?
It was $8 per person. And yeah, look.
Apparently not great. So.
Look, I was really excited when I heard they had a corpse flower there. And I said, where is it? And then the people at the desk said, it's actually in hiding at the moment because it's coming up to bloom in the next year. So next year it will bloom sometime, and that'll be the end of this particular one's life cycle. And then they'll have to restart the whole process again. So next year it will bloom, so they're protecting it down underground. Someone has to guard it 24 hours a day. So yeah, and they have to like feed it, and it's like it is a living creature, but it's like a whole thing. So
just for a literal stinking flower.
For a stinky plant. I was really excited to see it, and then it wasn't there. So if you're going for that, always maybe I reckon bring ahead and actually see if it's there first on display before. If you are going for that. Otherwise, I wouldn't bother going if you've, don't feel like you've missed out. But it was cool to see. I mean, there was lots of birds and stuff. But anything else about Vancouver?
Ubers are easy to get. Everyone's chatty.
Lots of food options.
So much food. The Mexican food. If you're looking for quesadillas.
Taco Bell. I'm kidding.
Birria. Okay?
Authentic.
Birria tacos. This is my expertise. Birria tacos. 2 places. I can't remember the name of the second one, but 𝘀𝗁𝗺𝗁𝗺𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁 place was close to the Sylvia Hotel. It has like hundreds of reviews. So if you Google it, if you're there, amazing food. 10 out of 10. But also really good Italian.
Yeah, waffles.
Yeah, waffles. We went to Nero Belgian waffles, and they had a vegan
Twice.
one. Yes. They had a vegan one. So I would get the vegan waffle and then just like normal toppings so that there was no egg in the actual waffle.
But we did have like, you know, the normal Taco Bell. What else do we have? What's that pasta place we went
had
to?
that really yummy pizza. Oh, we went to the Spaghetti Factory.
Spaghetti Factory.
That was near Gastown. And then we
Some might say it's in Gastown.
We had that
Pizza.
yeah, that pizza that we got delivered.
Oh yeah,
on Uber
that was
Eats.
really good.
So good.
Yeah, that was really good actually.
But yeah, overall, very good food in Vancouver. Easy to get around. Lots of stuff to do and see. We got really lucky with the weather in
Very
Vancouver.
safe. Quite safe actually, I would say.
Quite safe.
Correct.
But yes. Wow. Okay.
Rocky Mountaineer. The first thing we booked for this entire trip was the Rocky Mountaineer train. We booked the Canadian Rockies Circle Journey. All right. Don't say anything else. The Circle Journey, which is actually a combination of 2 different trips. So you can either do the entire thing like we did, or you can do one, or you can do the other. So the first one was the Journey Through the Clouds, which is from Vancouver to Banff, or the First Passage to the West, which is Jasper to Vancouver. Both have a stop in Kamloops.
Yeah.
So you can either do the entire thing like we did, and then that includes a little motor coach section as well. Or you can just
Banff
do
and Jasper.
or you can just do the the separate.
Yeah. So out of
sections.
the 10-day circle journey, you spend 4 days on the train, and the rest of it is being transferred via motor coach, which is the Brewster company.
But you don't sleep on the train. It's not a sleeper train.
No.
It's just you're on the train the entire day for those 4 days. And then you have accommodation. Gold Leaf. We booked Gold Leaf, which has the dome on the top of the train. 𝘀𝗶𝗹𝗀 has really big windows, top to bottom, but Gold Leaf has, you know, you can see everything.
There's no view obstruction.
No, not at all.
And then for your meal service, so your breakfast and lunch, you'll go downstairs into the dining room.
Mm-hmm.
And then once you're done, go back up to your seat in the carriage.
Yeah.
When you're done, you go back upstairs to your seat where you spend most of your time. 𝘀𝗶𝗹𝗀, they sit where they eat, which is horrible. It's not. But
No, it's very luxurious.
it's very luxurious. But
Yeah.
basically, you'd have lunch or breakfast where you're sitting rather than having the two separate ones. In Gold Leaf, in your seats upstairs, you have a reclining chair. There's a few functions of where you're sitting, but it reclines into itself, so that not like on a plane where you recline your chair and it goes into the person behind you.
Yeah.
It reclines into itself.
Yeah.
So there's no issues or any annoyances for the person behind you.
Not at all.
It's got heated seats. It's got
Lumbar support.
lumbar support. It's got a little leg rest.
Yeah.
It's
It's got a tray table, very comfy, really nice leather, like really clean and comfortable. Two people, like me and my husband, sitting next to each other, and we had so much space. Like, you know, you're not annoying anyone else. Like, you have your own bubble. And if you're Mads, then you get 2 seats. And that's great.
Just be a loner.
Yeah.
It
was very spacious, and really amazing. Like, you do it once, you probably never do it again. But it really was really cool. Mountaineer, talked about Gold Leaf. Now, with Gold Leaf, you can also choose the standard of room that you want to have. We chose the standard room because we were like, we're only sleeping in these damn rooms. We're not doing anything.
For like one night, maybe 2 maximum.
I think 2 places we stayed at there for 2 nights, and the rest were one-nighters. Like, we're not spending thousands of, you know, more on top of what we're already spending.
Just to watch the
sleep.
back of our eyelids.
Or
know?
Steve Harvey.
Sit on it!
Like, I'm not paying thousands of dollars just to watch Steve Harvey at night time, you know what I mean?
Though
So-
we did love Steve, the novelty of Steve
So we just chose standard rooms, and from that, the rooms were amazing.
Yeah, they were perfectly acceptable. Except the post.
Oh.
We'll get there.
We'll talk about that. So, to begin with, like May said, we had one night pre-tour at the Fairmont waterfront in a standard room, which had 2 queen beds.
Yeah.
Very amazing.
Really nice room,
Really
but
nice
there's
room.
no Wi-Fi offered by the hotel.
Yeah.
It's
Not for free.
It's a 5-star hotel.
You
and
have
they
to
don't
pay
offer
for it.
free Wi-Fi.
Yeah, and I think that's how they get you. So they're like, rich people can afford Wi-Fi, and we're like,
What is this?
we're not
Well,
rich.
Anyhow, so that was annoying, but
Yeah.
we move.
Beautiful room, very comfortable. The beds are quite small, so if you are tall and thick, like me and my husband, then good luck.
Fine for me.
You know, you're gonna be fine. It's just not necessarily gonna be the most comfortable sleep, but alas. So that night we checked in everything to the hotel, and that was all good. Earlier that day, before that, once upon a time,
You've said so many filler words the last
later
1 minute.
on, after that, this is this cool thing that I'm doing now. After that, no, so the Waterfront Hotel de Fairmont, that's where majority of people are going to be for the first night. Earlier that day, or the day prior, you can choose either or. You can go downstairs to the hotel that they've allocated as like the check-in hotel, and then you can check in with the Rocky Mountaineer staff. You just go down there and give them your name and your details and blah blah blah, and they give you your tickets with your seat numbers on them for the train. Tickets, please. And then they give you gosh, what else do they give you? Your bag tags,
a pin,
and a pin for each person, which has the year.
The really fun thing is you can okay, sorry.
True.
You can choose with your bags when you get picked up if you want them to go all the way to the final destination, which in our case was Banff, or if you'd like them to stop at Kamloops. So we chose for them to stop at Kamloops. And what they do is actually collect your bags from inside your hotel room the morning that you depart.
From each place.
Yeah.
So if you're departing from Kamloops, they'll pick it up from your room in Kamloops. You don't worry about anything. You just keep your bags with the correct bag tags near the front door, and you leave and you go to your coach, and then you go do whatever you need to do, and they will come and get it for you. And you won't see them again until the next stop. And then your bags will already be in your room for you, ready to go.
It's
it's
handy.
Great. Like, you don't have
so
to
you
think
just
about
take
it.
on to the train like what I guess you would,
like a
personal bag, or we took bags that we could have our headphones and like iPad
medications
and stuff in.
You know, it was really good. Like, it gets there before you do. And I did ask the question, how does it get there? And one of the guys who was working the train said it actually gets there via truck. So Adam, very kindly, we love him. Adam,
we stand Adam.
He told us that it gets there via truck, and because truck obviously takes much less time, about half the time than the train, because it's a scenic train for a reason. They're not trying to rush you to these places.
Yeah,
that's why it does take. You know, the train takes much longer than the truck.
Truck is zooming.
Yeah.
Anyhow, so that's the bag situation.
Yeah. So the Fairmont Waterfront was the first place, and then we just
we're like slowly getting closer.
we stayed there, and we did all of our other things. We kind of just relaxed that first day. We went in the pool, had some drinks. It was really quite chill once we checked in, and then we went to Kamloops. No, we didn't board the train that day, is what that sounds like. We boarded the train, you hop on, you get introduced to everyone who's going to be on your carriage, and then you will either go down for breakfast pretty much straight away if you're in the first sitting, or the second sitting. The first one's like a couple of hours after the first one. So if you're hungry...
The first one's a couple of hours after the first
one. The second one's a couple of hours after the first one. So I think the first one went down at like 8:30-ish. And then, you know, they give you a few hours to eat and stuff like that. And while you're waiting, if you're in the second sitting, they give you like some, you know,
which you would have seen from Lauren's video as well, or my video.
Yeah, you get a croissant or like a slice of cake and stuff like that, tea, coffee, all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, and then you go back up, spend a couple hours going through the sites. One thing that I didn't realize is the people that are the hosts of your carriage do point out specific highlights, and they tell you a lot of stories along the way, like what you're looking at and the history behind the Canadian Pacific, the Canadian National Railway, and yeah, so there's it's very involved. You've got 2 hosts at the top, 2 hosts at the bottom, and I feel like now's a good time to mention our hosts. Adam, who we've already mentioned, Mairead, Roisin, and Danny were our 4 hosts of our carriage, and bless their souls.
They were so beautiful, and it was so nice to see them over those 2 days on our first journey. You spend a lot of time with these people.
So much time. And they are so kind and accommodating, especially if you, again, like you've got allergies.
They were such beautiful people, and we love them dearly. And
all of them have such a special place in our brains, our hearts.
Yeah.
Like we rave about
them all the time.
Yeah.
We talk about any opportunity we get.
Anyone that'll listen, I'm like, these 4 people were literally the most amazing humans.
Yeah. They all have such a very special place in our hearts.
Yeah. So shout out to you guys.
Yeah.
Much love.
They were the best, if anything. So
Nah, like nothing can.
No one else compares. Like, I'm sorry if you had someone else, but like, no,
They were
nothing
amazing.
is better than those 4.
No.
But yes, when you go down to have your meals, you always have lunch, breakfast and lunch. You don't have dinner, except we did have dinner on the train, which was a very basic meal. On our Kamloops to Banff section, we had dinner. Again, just like a basic chicken dish, but we still had food afterwards as well when we got to Banff because we were hungry. We got Domino's at 12 a.m. Which was good.
But anyhow.
But yeah, no, when you go down, like, it's full service. So like beers, wines, spirits, teas, coffees.
Even in
hot chocolate.
your seat, it's full service.
That's right. So whatever they're getting down there, you can have up the top. And yeah, you have a starter, you get like a croissant for breakfast.
Did I have that download when I was chosen as a child? That whatever you've got down there, you can have at the top.
So whatever you choose like to have, they make it fresh on board. Like it's made to order, not
in the kitchen.
pre-made.
No.
So it will take time for your food to come out. It's like being in a restaurant. So like it comes out and the food is amazing. It's so fresh.
Yeah.
Really good. Yeah.
Really filling.
Oh, you're gonna eat a lot of food on that.
Pace yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. You do feel sick by the end of it after the second day.
I was unwell.
You're like, I can't chew anymore. I can't chew anymore.
Cannot chew. Anyway, so sorry. Backtracking a little bit. When we got to Kamloops on the first day, so that's sort of the overview of the train. If you want to know more, go watch one of our videos.
We stayed at the Best Western Premier Aberdeen for the first Kamloops night.
10 out of 10 bed.
Really, the most comfortable bed of the entire trip.
Raw, next question.
And yeah, I mean, clean, comfortable. You're only stopping for a night, not really doing much in Kamloops, to be honest. So, next question.
Raw, next
question. Then we went to Banff, and that's where we had 2 nights. We stayed at the Rimrock Hotel.
We got there very late though because there were some roadworks or railworks happening towards the very end of our.
Look at baby, so.
towards she kind of does towards the end of our second journey or our second day on the train. It was there was some railway roadworks going on, so it did delay us, hence us getting dinner. When we made it, we got a transfer directly to the Rimrock Hotel in Banff. Good. From there,
the Rimrock was beautiful.
We stayed there 2 nights.
Yeah.
It was beautiful. It was very lodge style. I'm sure it's amazing when it snows. It was a little old. It is an older hotel.
It needs some work.
But they're doing relatively spacious.
But they're going to do...
Yeah, the family
They're working on it next year.
Yeah, so it will be getting upgrades and it's going to be far out of our budget by the time that's done.
It's right next to the gondola, which is really cool.
But yeah, so we
But it's
stayed there
beautiful.
2 days.
2 nights.
2 nights, sorry. And on our first full day, we did a full day tour by Brewster, which is the recommended company that the Rocky Mountaineer suggests.
Yeah, I did put that in there, is that things that aren't included on your price of your like Rocky Mountaineer ticket are extra day trips that you can do. And when you're in Banff or Jasper, which is where we had our full days that we could do things on, we did the full day tours that were suggested by them. Like, you could go out and source your own. I'm not sure there's that many options, to be honest, but Brewster is really good. So we did the full day explore Banff tour with them, and we saw a lot of things. So
yeah, quick rundown of that. We went to the gondola. That was our first stop. From the gondola, I believe we went to Bow Falls, over to Surprise Corner to see the castle in the Rockies, which is the Fairmont Springs Hotel. We went to lunch at the Elk and Fire Tavern, something like that. From there, we went and did we went and saw the Hoodoos.
the Hoodoos.
I think that was the sequence of events. And
And
then
then we went to Lake
Moline Lake. Not Moline Lake. Lake Minnewanka.
Minnewanka. And then we had lunch, and they gave us a cookie and water,
Not
tea,
lunch.
coffee.
We had like a little afternoon tea.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying they gave us a snack after lunch.
Yeah, I was like, it's probably after. We did a cruise though on Lake Minnewanka.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they dropped us back off at our respective hotels.
The biggest note, okay? The biggest takeaway that we had for majority of these places in terms of access, okay? So from any of our transfers, any tours we did, when you pay for your ticket, it allows you access to those sites with that tour company, right? There are places in Banff, in Lake Louise, in Jasper that you can't either get to because it's closed off to the general public and cars, or it gets so busy during the day and the time that you want to go that they can't let anyone else in.
Yeah.
So that was the biggest perk of doing these tours, was guaranteed access to see these sites and not having to park, like 4 kilometers down the road.
Yeah. Or being denied access at all.
Yeah. So that's what we found at Lake Minnewanka.
Yeah.
And again, plenty of these other places too, was they do not let you in if they're at capacity or for whatever other restrictions they have.
Absolutely. And then, we went back to our hotel that night and had dinner, and then
we went into the town of Banff that day, and we had dinner at Lupo.
Yeah. And the hotel has a shuttle that can take you to and from
like
the town centre.
Little passes.
Yeah. The next place we went to was Lake Louise. So we stopped there for one night.
Area, to be specific.
This is where, if you're doing the one-way journey, it stops. So it stops in Banff, and then, you would make your own way back to wherever you're going. But as part of this tour that we did, this is a motor coach section. So we went from Banff to Lake Louise, which was like a sightseeing transfer.
Again, yeah.
On the coach. So, Banff is not that far from Lake Louise. So what did we do that day? I'm trying to remember.
So we got collected from the Rimrock Hotel at about 8 o'clock. We jumped on the coach. He took us down to see the spiral tunnels. And then he also took us to Emerald Lake first.
Yes, that's right.
From Emerald Lake, I believe we went straight to
Right, those falls that we visited as well.
Oh yeah, sorry. We saw the natural bridge.
Natural bridge.
Yeah. So we did see a couple of things, but those
Yeah.
were sort of the biggest points that we saw on that little sightseeing tour in the morning.
Yeah.
Then they took us straight to our hotels as part of our package. So our hotel was the Post Hotel and Spa.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Aesthetically.
Aesthetically beautiful. Like, you know,
Again,
it's your
lodge
typical
style.
like, you know, cabin looking with the wood, and it's just like, oh, you know,
like,
that's what you look at.
that's
That's
what
what
you
you think of when you think of Canada, right? Like log cabin style, and it was beautiful. But my God, that night, none of us slept.
I mean, I was having a panic attack about the
May was
potential
having
that
a whole separate.
that I wasn't
thing.
gonna wake up the next morning because I concussed
That's the day
myself.
she hit her head. So
Yeah.
she was panicking. I didn't sleep.
There was
Nate didn't either.
There was a train.
A train line.
There was a train
right
line.
next door. Like
And
literally, we could see the train line, and the freight trains.
it was so loud.
It was constant. It was non-stop all night. I don't know how people do it. It was non-stop.
I honestly,
And screeching. Like
base, unless you request a room at the other side of the hotel,
I don't even think that would make a difference.
but it was so loud,
yeah.
and the rooms are obviously not very well sound insulated, so
No.
it's hard. The
And-
beds were okay. The bathroom was good.
The bathroom was nice. Like the room was really nice and it had a balcony and stuff, but it just
And
wasn't.
the first aid man.
Yeah, the people that worked at the hotel were really nice.
Yeah, so as soon as we got
Also,
into
no aircon.
again,
No aircon.
As soon as we got
it was
into
hot.
our hotel, we basically were like, right, let's go to Lake Louise. So
Yeah.
we got the shuttle that's offered by our hotel to Lake Louise.
This wasn't easy to plan, by the way. This is
No.
not something that you can just go and do. You really need to, like, if you're doing this as part of the Rocky Mountaineer, you need to decide what you're going to do that afternoon, because otherwise you're going to waste your entire afternoon.
And most things book out 12 months in advance.
Exactly. So to get to these places, you're either going to have to go via your hotel's shuttle, or you're going to have to pre-book a company to take you to these places, and that books out way in advance. So we used I had looked at all the options because the Parks Canada shuttle had booked out instantly, like 7 months in advance, and I was like, cool, no worries. So plan B was to get to Lake Louise, which we know we could do via our hotel shuttle. So we went there first and spent some time there.
Come
It
back.
was amazing, yeah. Amazing, beautiful. And then it started to get a bit grey and like,
Sad
we were
sack.
like, ooh,
Sad sack Louise.
sad sack Louise. And we were like, oh, it's looking a bit grey and a bit like sad. We should probably leave because it started spitting.
And it was raining, yeah.
But it was beautiful. And then we got back to our hotel. And
So we
were-
had to come back, obviously, via our shuttle
Yeah.
from Lake Louise to our hotel.
yeah,
And
which
then
we did.
we were like, well, how are we going to get to Moraine Lake? Which is what Lauren had to try and work out for the better part of that 7 months.
Oh, it took so
and
long.
she found a company that you pay a fee.
Fairview Limousines.
And they take you straight to Moraine Lake because
Yeah.
we needed to see Moraine Lake.
Moraine Lake was number one on my list for places to see the entire trip. I didn't care about anything else. It was Moraine Lake. I was seeing it whether someone was going
Rain,
to die
hail,
or
or
not.
shine, mate.
Someone
She
could
had
be
to
dead.
walk there.
There, I'm not. I just swore. Oh, damn it. Anyway, we were getting to Moraine Lake, and Fairview Limousines was one of the companies I booked with. We're going to walk across to the other hotel, literally across the road from the Post, which is where they were picking us up from. We walked out the door and went, oh my God.
Pouring
It's
down.
pouring down with rain. And we were like, well, we need umbrellas. So then we got umbrellas from the hotel, and then we borrowed them, attempted to walk across. Halfway before crossing the road, we
Got struck by lightning.
we didn't know, but one lightning strike hit us, like
Hit us.
hit
Oh,
directly
that's
next to us, and it was quite scary. Actually,
it was actually kind of cooked.
we threw the umbrellas onto the floor because we were like, we're not getting fried, and then
We were.
we were hiding under the trees. gosh, it was really quite scary. And I've never seen rain like that so heavy at once. Like, we were saturated. Our feet, everything was satched.
It was wet.
Yeah, and then Nate said to me, are we going or are we not going? And I was like...
Because it was low-key, like, looking dangerous.
Yeah.
We were like, no, we're going.
We're going, yeah. So we went, and
that was giving Debbie right. That was...
Yeah.
I was like, I want to make history.
So
That's what this is.
So we went. And then, you know, the guy was driving us up to Moraine Lake, and like the tour was still going regardless. And then he was like, you know, it's actually the best time to see Moraine Lake. And this is before we got there. Because he said the pollen clears, the glacier has just been fed really, and it's then coming into the lake. So
it basically just like clears the sky and the air so that it's a much clearer, crisper view. And again, you will have seen the video footage from that. And if you haven't, go look, because you must go to Moraine Lake.
You have to go to Moraine Lake.
Again, though, you have to pay you can't get an Uber, you can't drive up there because it's
restricted.
It's hundreds of dollars, and I'm talking like $400 to $600 for one private car to get up there.
Because they have to get a special pass and stuff to get up there. And
I think it's to do with preserving the lake.
Yeah.
But you do not try that. Don't try it by Uber. You need to pre-book on a tour company for $25 as opposed to $425.
You can ride your bike up there, but
good luck. Yeah, it's a trek.
Yeah. So that was amazing. And that was our time at Lake Louise.
Yeah, we left the next day. Yeah. Got another sightseeing tour, and this is where we did... Transfer, sorry. I do this every time. Yeah, we got the transfer from Lake Louise to Jasper.
Yes. And we stopped... Round up quickly. Where did we stop? We stopped at Pito Lake, which was the other lake I was like, oh, Moraine, Moraine. Like, I'm so glad that I chose Moraine Lake. Because we were visiting Pito anyway.
And we didn't know.
Which is very exciting. And then we stopped at Athabasca Glacier.
Athabasca Falls.
Yeah.
We stopped for lunch at a really place. Sorry.
At Athabasca.
It was terrible. The buffet, that was the worst food we had the whole trip. It was awful. And they sucked with allergies. Like, no one was willing to like really talk to me besides the really nice girl that worked in the kitchen.
No.
Shout out to her, but the rest of them were not helpful at all.
Not at all.
And I was like, I'm paying to be here, guys. But anyhow, so yeah, the glacier was the biggest part.
Yeah.
We actually got to go onto the glacier, do a little glacial facial.
That was really cool.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was really awesome. And then we made our way to our hotel in Jasper.
Where did we stay in Jasper?
We stayed at the Forest Park Hotel, and we spent 2 nights in Jasper. So the hotel again was clean and comfortable, same as all of them. Like, you know, they're all in town-ish or have shuttles that get to and from easily. Jasper town is small enough that you can probably walk most places in the town centre.
They don't have Ubers.
No, they don't have Ubers. They only have taxis. Which we did have to utilise
because
on
it was
our
pouring
last
down
night.
with rain.
Hissing down, yeah. And we were like a good 20-minute walk. And to do that in the middle of the rain, like, we weren't going to do that.
But we did have another sightseeing tour booked on our full day there. Again, all of these were by Brewster.
Yeah.
And they took us to Medicine Lake.
Yeah.
We then went to Moraine Lake, had some lunch, did the cruise, saw Spirit Island.
Which is an isthmus.
Which is an isthmus, not an island. From there, we saw a moose. They took us to the valley where that's recently been burnt down by the
Yes.
𝘀𝗶𝗃 fires, but they
Yeah.
still take you there.
Yeah.
And I think that was it.
That was it, yeah. It was a full day tour, so, you know, we saw a lot and the food was really good that we had.
It's like a
while we were there.
private buffet.
Yeah. And a lot of the people that were also on those tours are the ones that we've been on the train this entire time with, so it's nice to see them. So that was fun. And then 𝘀𝗶𝗃, we then hopped on the train again. After 2 nights, we hopped on the train again and then started our journey back.
Basically did the exact same thing in reverse.
In reverse.
Stayed at 𝘀𝗁𝗺𝗃. Different hotel. We stayed at the Sandman.
Yeah. Which was nicer,
but the bed was better at the Best Western.
Yeah.
It was a nicer area, though.
Yeah, the area was more in town. The first one wasn't at all. Yeah. Yes.
Train. On board the train,
Yeah.
bring a jacket.
Yes, I did have that written down.
Bring a jacket.
Bring a jacket.
Gets cold. There's seat
Yeah.
heating,
Bring cardi.
which is nice.
It's nice for your bum.
And it does. You're gonna have that on like all the time.
Mm.
But bring a jacket. It gets
Yeah.
really, really cool.
It does. And the other thing I had written down was merchandise. You can buy Rocky Mountaineer merchandise on the train. You can only do it on that first day that you're on the train. So for us, it was that Vancouver to 𝘀𝗺𝗺𝗃 or 𝘀𝗶𝗃 to 𝘀𝗺𝗃 section. You cannot buy it on the second day, and you cannot buy it anywhere else. You can only buy it on the train. So we got our 2 little bears, Jasper and Louise, on that first portion of the journey. So
probably.
Jabba and 𝘁𝗶𝗶𝗃, we got them. And then the other thing I had was gratuities. So gratuities for the staff on the train are already included in the price that you pay. However, they aren't for the motor coach drivers or the like MC host people that are with the drivers. So having like $5 or $10 notes to hand out at the end of those days is really helpful. But anyway, the only other thing I had was the cost for the Rocky Mountaineer. Now this is something we will never do again. And I will never
Voice breaks. Sorry.
This is
100% not gonna happen again, baby.
no. This is something that
Again, was a bucket list item, tour, whatever, for our mum. So we went, here's the card.
Don't look at it. So the total cost for the trip, not including those day tours that we spoke about
Did
Banff.
you put it not for per person, but for 3?
I put the total cost for 3 people. So total cost for 3 people, just for the Rocky Mountaineer, not the day trips, that we did on our own.
Including hotels, though.
This includes hotels, meals on board, the motor coach transfers, but none of the little extra day trips we did. So $37,891, which we understand is a lot of money. Trust us, we know it's a lot of money.
Can you calculate how much that is per person?
We know that's a lot of money, and
there's a reason why most people on board are above the age of 50.
You
spend your whole life saving for something like that, and again, we
were the youngest people on there, to be fair.
Yeah.
On that first one, the 𝘀𝗶𝗃 to Vancouver had some younger people on it, but
our carriage anyway. We obviously don't know what's going on in our other carriages, but yeah.
But we did, we had a lot of the older people asking us, like, how are you able to do this sort of thing? And we just had to explain, we don't have to say anything if we don't want to, but, it's easier to explain, our mum died and this is part of our inheritance, so this is why we're doing it. And they are all very like, oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're not just some spoiled rich kids.
No.
But per person?
Per person is $12,630, and we did the gold leaf with standard room. Just to also add to the Rocky Mountaineer, So the Explore Banff full day tour that we did was $256 per person. Additional on top of, if you want to do that. The Explore Jasper full day tour, also additional, was $250 per person. You really need to book early to avoid missing out if you're going to do that sort of thing. It's super important that you do book early because it does book out. Every train seat is booked out. Every single one. Every season.
12 months in advance, baby. As soon as they release it, you need a book.
When you book, you get access to an online portal, and on there you can see your documents, your booking info, where you'll be staying, what times you'll be getting into places, a checklist as well, which is really handy. Like it gives you 30 days before, 7 days before, and that's all very helpful for planning everything else around that. So now the Rocky Mountaineer is shut. We're done with that now.
Wildcoast Adventures.
The last part.
So we went from luxury and we went to camping. So we've gone from
glamping.
We went from luxury.
Yeah.
And we traded it in for glamping and kayaking.
Mm-hmm.
So we hired a car to go from Vancouver to 𝘀𝗶𝗀𝗺𝗀.
Mm-hmm.
We got the ferry across to Vancouver Island.
Yes, we left from Vancouver Horseshoe Bay over to Nanaimo.
To rent the car, it was $782 total for 5 days.
5 days from 60, and that's the car hire company. And we got like an intermediate car, so like a Ford Escape or something similar. I think we got like a Tiguan or something. The ferry crossing for the car and 3 adults, it was $98 each way. And we did that twice, so it was $196 total for all of those. And then it was about a 3-hour drive from Nanaimo to 𝘀𝗶𝗺𝗺𝗺, which is where our Orca Camp was starting. So we got to 𝘀𝗀𝗺𝗺𝗺, our motel, Passage View Motel. We were only there for 2 nights. 1 night pre-tour, 1 night post-tour.
Yeah.
And that was $302 total for all 3 of us for those 2 nights.
Reasonably priced, decent location.
Cute little access to the beach.
The
staff were really nice.
It was like family-owned vibes.
Mm.
No aircon again. So
it was really hot.
Not sure what the theme is, but 𝘀𝗀𝗺𝗺𝗺 is quite hot.
Mm.
So, but that's all G. So we basically had a very casual evening there. We just went and got some dinner, went to bed because we had an early morning the next day to get down to our ferry that was taking us up the Johnstone Street.
Up the Johnstone Street. Before we moved on from Passage View, it was really clean and comfortable and just a bit warm.
It was a motel.
But the people were very friendly. Yes, the Wildcoast Adventures. So that started in 𝘀𝗀𝗺𝗺𝗺. And we got picked up on a boat. We're going on a boat.
You go and check in at their office at the ferry.
Yeah, the 𝘀𝗀𝗺𝗺𝗺 whale watching office.
Yeah. You just wait around. They load all your luggage onto the ferry that they're taking you on. So we went from that ferry terminal, took about 3.5 hours, and it's not for the weak, okay? You make sure if you've got motion sickness, seasickness, whatever, that you have assistance in form of medication or whatever you need, because it is a brutal ferry ride, okay?
Most days apparently it's okay, but
okay,
even if you are okay,
it's long.
It's 3 hours. Like, it's 3 hours on
A
the
smallish boat.
small boat that we were on. It was choppy. It was really, really choppy. Really choppy.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was scary, actually.
Yeah. When we did eventually arrive to the camp, they take you on a little dinghy, like a little rowboat, over to the camp. They load up again all your luggage into the rowboat for you, dump it on the rocks, and then you drag it yourself.
Yeah.
But when you get there, you have like a bit of an intro. They take you around the camp.
On the boat though, before we got to the camp, we did like the captain did take us like to a few spots where we saw dolphins, and then also like we saw a pot of dolphins, but we also saw bears. We saw grizzly, mum and her 3 cubs, which is very cool.
Yeah.
That was pretty exciting.
Our glamping site,
Mm-hmm.
our glamping site was right next to the what's it called exactly? You wrote down the 𝘀𝗶𝗀𝗁𝗃 Ecological Reserve,
which is the rubbing beach.
where the orcas rub their bodies up along the rocks underneath the water.
Yeah, which is on a live stream if you watch like I do.
Yeah.
Live stream.
So that's the reasoning behind like why they call themselves the Orca Camp, and because there's the northern pod, the northern
residents.
the northern residents
Yeah.
of Orca Pod that travel up and down the John's Street.
Yeah, so when you get there, all your meals are included. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks. You can bring your own snacks as well, and put them in a tub in the dining area, and you can just go to it whenever you want. That's BYO like drinks, snacks, and whatever else. So you can bring alcohol as well if you're wanting to celebrate something. Yeah, that's just so that animals don't get into it, really. Yeah.
There is electricity, but very minimal,
Mhm.
and it's only through like your USB or your USB-C into the port next to your bed.
That's really mainly to charge your stuff because
You're
there's
fine.
not really any service.
There's no plugs.
No.
There's not really any service, which is nice. There's no Wi-Fi, obviously.
That's a lot of the reason why you're doing it. It's to be
But
remote.
you will have the ability to charge your phone or anything else that's USB-C connected overnight in your room
Yeah. So they turn off the electricity
in the morning.
in the morning, and that stays off until the same time at night at like 5 p.m. or something.
Yeah.
And that's obviously for environmental reasons, which is amazing. Like we wouldn't want to disrupt that. What else? The cabins are really nice. Like they're like single beds. I mean, they are just your sort of basic like bedding and stuff like that. Comfortable, clean, like keeps you warm. Keep your tent zipped up during the day because mosquitoes are everywhere. Because it's obviously the ocean and you know it's very wooded area. So like there's going to be mosquitoes and stuff. What else would I say?
Biggest thing again, take some spare clothes in between it.
Yeah.
So you do 3 kayaks a day.
You can
do. None of them are like, all of them are optional. You don't have to do any of them.
Yeah.
But they do offer 3 kayaks a day. So one before breakfast,
which was at like 6:30,
and that's about 45 minutes.
Yeah.
You do a longer one in the middle of the day, and then
Which
you do
go for like 4 hours.
Yeah, depending on where you stop and whatnot.
Yeah.
And then one after dinner.
Yeah.
For again about 45 minutes. So
yeah.
I recommend bringing warm, dry clothes to change into straight away
After each paddle that you're doing, because you are going to be sopping wet the entire day otherwise. So you
dry
have specific paddling clothes that you don't mind getting back into, even if you have 2 that you kind of switch between. So like one can dry one day and one is just used for the other. But it's always going to be damp, even if you put it on and you think it's dried, it's probably not. And that's okay because you are doing kayaking. Like that's the entire reason.
Bring wet water shoes.
Well, water shoes. You don't wear thongs or anything like that. Like wear water shoes because you are going in and out with your kayak. You're pulling it out and pulling it in and carrying it, and they're heavy, and like, you know, you've got your paddles and you're on this really unstable floor, and water gets into the kayak, and you know there's mosquitoes sometimes get trapped in there too, so make sure you're wearing long layers and those sorts of things. Like,
but fast drying.
Yeah, fast drying. Like, you know, make sure you have a UV protection as well, whether that's like a light jacket or also a hat. sunscreen. If you're going on those long ones, you can pack a day pack and put it into your boat, into your kayak. So like you can take like snacks that you might want, water, those things, but those things come as well with the guides for your stopover for the food anyway. But like, you know, you'll have to bring your own like little phone protecting pouch and stuff like that as well if you want to take photos and stuff, because they won't provide you with that sort of stuff. Yeah, you could be any level ability to kayak. I've never kayaked. You've never kayaked. Nate said he's done it once, and you know they keep
you
up
have
with...
a choice of doing doubles or singles.
Yeah.
So they won't ever force you to go on your own, especially if you're not confident.
Yeah.
That one of the guides will likely pair up with you.
Yeah. Whereas me and Nate just went together, and then me and Manny went together, and it's easier.
And then
in a
I
double.
went with the guides.
Yeah, it's easier in a double unless you're a professional kayaker and you're a seasoned kayaker, then I'm sure you'll be very fine on your own. But for people who are not, don't be scared of it, because we had never done it before and we were fine. And everyone keeps up with the slowest person in the group. So
they do not go too fast. It's good.
They're very much like slow down, stay as a group, you know. Yeah, so it was really nice.
It was a very cool experience. It did unfortunately get cut short for us because there was a lot of terrible weather coming through. So we had to leave basically a full day early.
A day and a half.
Early.
Yeah.
So we were collected by the two owners of the company because it was at an unusual handover time.
Yeah.
So we didn't go through that usual process. They had to come and collect us
early
and get us off the beach because it's not safe to be there when the weather was going to be what it was.
And that was the first time that ever happened, apparently. And
well, I don't think ever, but it's incredibly rare.
Yeah. If anything, we were like, there was like a handful of times. But some of the guides said they'd never seen that happen before. So that was kind of scary because it was kind of like we're kind of leaving. You could see the weather changing so quickly. Like we went out for a morning paddle and then, you know, it was, oh, are we going to go out for a day one? Oh, maybe not. We'll see. And then, oh, we might be able to do it later, and then push it out a bit. And then it was, you know, guys, we need to sit down and all have a chat. You got to go. You got to go early. And that was very upsetting for the guides. You could tell they were quite upset by that. But, you know, we all understood that that's what had to happen. You know, we're all adults here, and apart from the teenagers, but everyone was very understanding, and they were super quick acting and got us back safely. So
they did. At this point, we still hadn't seen any orcas, which I think we were all feeling a bit disappointed about. But when we jumped on the boats with Steve and the other owner, I cannot remember his name. We went on his personal boat, Steve's, and the
three of us,
because of our odd numbers, so we had to go separate
to the rest of the group.
So we went with Steve, and as soon as we got on the boat, he's like, guys, we've had a report, and we're like, of what? And he's like, of orcas. So he
sped us up.
He just gunned it further north,
up the Johnston Strait,
and we found a pod of orcas, which was really, really cool.
Which is the whole reason we went, was to see orcas. Very special. And then we spent a little bit of time out there, I reckon like an hour. And then we gunned it back down to 𝘀𝗵𝗺𝗃 River.
Ended up being about 4 hours back.
Yeah, 4 hours back with that added time that we spent getting up to the orcas. And it was just, really bad weather, and it was really smoky because there was a fire and stuff like that, so it wasn't ideal. And then we got back to 𝘀𝗵𝗺𝗃 River and took a group photo, and they essentially explained like what the next steps were, and because we were, you know, taken home early, they gave us a night's accommodation wherever they could find, really, around 𝘀𝗵𝗺𝗃 River, and then also a whale watching tour for the next day.
Wasn't it so funny that we were put up in the same hotel as the two people that we
had made friends with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And no
And
one
everyone
else was there?
It's random, hey. So we got put up in a hotel, like a motel again, because it's 𝘀𝗶𝗺𝗶𝗹. And yeah, we stayed the night there, and then the next day we went on another whale watching tour. And we made a lot of beautiful friends on that glamping trip. We made 2 very good friends while we were on the trip, Hannah and 𝘀𝗶𝗺𝗃.
Yeah.
And
coincidentally, 𝘀𝗶𝗃 lives in the exact same place that we do. So.
yeah, she lives literally a
Up
few
the
blocks
road.
away,
Yeah.
which is crazy, you know. But
To be in such like a
remote
area
Yeah.
and be like, we're literally from the same place.
Yeah, when she said I live in 𝘀𝗶𝗺𝗃, I was like, sorry? What do you mean? Like,
Yeah.
we live in 𝘀𝗃𝗃 next door, which is crazy. But yeah, beautiful people. And I don't know, the time that we were at Orca Camp was really nice. Like, it's always a bit fun, you know, going camping and stuff like that. And like, you know, going to bed at night, your little tent, your little lamp, and then you're reading and stuff, and you're in your little tent, and you're like, look at this stuff happening outside. And it's like, oh, that's a bit cute. But yeah, it did come to end short. That's okay.
It did. It ended earlier than expected, but it was a very good and fun experience while we were there.
And it was handled well majority of the time. It was handled really well by Steve and the rest of the company until the next day, which I think we explained it.
They booked us a complimentary whale watching tour the following day for the time that we missed out on.
Yeah.
However, we were not booked on that tour, which was really frustrating. So a group of 15 they only had room for 12. And
And we don't know why that happened. Like, we think it's because we got separated from the other part of our party, and we were the 3 perfect amount to fit in this small boat, and then it's kind of like everyone else that was on that bigger boat got considered, but we didn't. So we were kind of like, well, is that our fault? No, it's not. So
that was really, really frustrating, considering what had happened. And
because the company
there was also no real resolution.
No, there was never a
besides
resolution.
the fact that, luckily for them, a family of 4 that were on our glamping tour didn't show up for their whale watching tour.
They essentially said to us, you know, you better hope that they don't show up so you can go on this.
And we were like, no, you better hope that they don't show up.
Like, it was kind of not ideal, like, in the way that they
that was
about
handled
the
very
situation.
poorly.
Yeah, it was quite
Out of everything.
kind of crappy, but apart from that, like, you can't fault
The guides were amazing.
Yeah.
The chef was amazing.
Yeah.
Our guides were Rachel, Georgia, Beatrice, and
Carla.
And then we had Josh as our chef.
Yeah. And they were amazing.
Dream team.
They were so nice to talk to and, like, spend some time with one-on-one, and, you know, it was...
They were funny.
Yeah, they were funny and...
just really nice people.
Yeah. No, it was really, really nice. Especially, like, at night time when you got to sit around the campfire and have chats to everyone.
Talk about Australia versus Canada.
Versus
Canada.
But with that, coming back to Wildcoast Adventures Orca Camp, so for the 3 of us, total, it was $8,474, and then on top of that, Mads had to pay a $567 single supplement for having her own tent. Again, you don't have to do that, that's optional, so it's just because you, like,
I wanted my own space.
And there was a lot of, you know, there was a lot of single people there who weren't there with anyone else, and...
Well, there were 3 of us.
Yeah, like, there was a few of you, and, you know, they all paid the single sup to have their own rooms, and it worked out really well. So, Wildcoast Adventures, great. Would recommend, would do again if given the opportunity.
The only asterisk is do not go in thinking that you will see orcas.
No. Don't set that as the expectation of, I'm going to go oh, why are you going here? I'm going to go orca, you know, kayaking. No. It might happen. It's a kayaking trip, and that's it. It's called Orca Camp because they're right there sometimes, but you won't know unless they come out of the water. And they have a whole system in place for if they do.
Yeah.
And you shout out orca or whatever. But on that other tour that we did, the next day we did see humpbacks.
We did, which
and
was
quite
cool.
a few of them, so that was pretty cool. But otherwise, yeah, I would do it again. Would you do it again?
I would do it again.
I wouldn't rush to do it again.
Yeah.
But if I was like, oh, I happen to be in the area,
I would do
I'd do it again.
maybe like a whale watching tour in that area as well.
Yeah.
To hopefully see the orcas.
Yeah.
But
But
yeah.
yeah, definitely don't have the idea that you're going to go see orcas because if you think that you are, you're probably not.
Yeah. It's
Like,
very unlikely.
yeah,
Which is probably,
they are natural creatures.
Yeah.
So, you know.
you can't control them. But
No.
yeah, really cool. Very large trip. It was 3.5 weeks in total.
Oh, the other thing with the Wildcoast Adventures, bring your own towels. They don't have towels. You need to bring your own, like towels. We brought microfiber ones. So quick drying ones because you're not provided with those. So you do need to bring some.
And there is hot running water.
There is, yeah, and
So
somewhere
you
to
can
brush your
have
teeth
a
and
nice
stuff
hot
like that.
shower.
Yeah. Amazing trip. 3.5 weeks. Yeah, 3.5 weeks. We did a lot in 3.5 weeks, to be fair.
We did, but it was really good.
Yeah, it's been what 2.5 months now since we've come back.
Almost 3 months.
Almost 3 months since we've been home, and it just goes.
Since we've been home, yeah, it's about 2 months.
It's about 2 months since we've been home, and it just goes so quickly. But
So fast.
we're very grateful to have been able to do the things that we did, because we wouldn't have been able to do any of that stuff without the help of our mother dying.
It's a weird way to see it, but
Yeah.
like, or to sort of explain, but
We wouldn't have been able to afford any of those things if we.
not at this age anyway.
No. You know, to be able to do that stuff and have those opportunities is very, very cool.
Yeah.
I'll remember it forever.
Yar.
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 Was that it?
That is all.
That's a long video.
If you made it this far, congratulations.
Congrats.
But
Good
also,
job. Thank you for watching.
thank you for watching.
Yes.
We will see you.
We're going away, me and Maddie, to Disneyland and San Francisco
Where's your disco?
in a couple of weeks. So look.
I'm going to be playing that song constantly.
No, please don't. So Nate's not coming on this one, but we are, because we're going for Halloween and paper night and Oogie Boogie and yeah. And San Fran's somewhere we want to go, so yeah.
Sam's friend.
Yeah. So that'll be exciting. So we will film that as well if you're interested.
We shall.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right. Thanks.
Sayonara.